each week on Tuesday at 12 p.m. from Fishbowl Studios. Log on to hear sports talk from basketball to football and view your feedback on the biggest sports news you want to talk about from around the world. So be sure to log on each week Tuesdays at 12 p.m. to catch the Jamie and Gentry Show. Hope to see you soon
on Fishbowl Radio Network.
Jump in. Hey, welcome to the Jamie and Gentry Show right here on Fishbowl Radio. My name is Jamie. Today is January the 10th, 2023, and welcome to the show. Now, what can I say? How can I find these words? I'm trying to find a positive word to talk about the game on Sunday. I can't find those words. But anyways, there was a game that was played. Dallas versus the Commanders. First of all, I don't know why you called yourself the Commanders. And second of all, their mascot is awful. Anyways, 26-6. This is the type of game that you didn't need. This is the type of game that you could rest your starters. Considering the fact that the Eagles were going to handle the Giants and the 49ers are always going to handle the Cardinals. I just don't understand. Sitting down watching the game, it bored me. I went to sleep numerous times watching this game live, and then when I tried to watch it the second time, I fell asleep again because this team is bothering me. And when I was sitting there on Sunday, there was something lingering on my shoulder. I was upset for a reason, and they will ask you, why are you upset? I'm upset because this offense is garbage. This offense can't maneuver drives. Like we were just playing scared, which I'm going to talk about TCU in the next segment. So with that being said, I just don't understand why we play like this. I don't understand why Dak continues to play, to say all the same things, and then yet comes out and plays like a rookie. Rookies play like that. Dak, you are a 7-year starter. We have trusted you in this offense, and I am the biggest Dak defender. I can see why people go after Dak a lot. Okay? Majority of this game is not his fault. This game was 95% his fault. The other 5 was coaching. So, Dak, we got to get it together, man. Like, I want to bring Gabe in here in a second, but I want to talk to you guys about something about Dak, okay? This man has a problem. I don't know what type of I don't know what problem it is. The interception that he threw, it could have been 3 interceptions. This interception went for a pick 6. And I don't know if y'all noticed. I was just talking to somebody this yesterday. When he threw that interception, pick 6, they went to a commercial break. And they showed all the commercials. They were trying to show a positive thing about Dak. This man threw an interception for pick 6, and they went on and it showed a Sleep Number commercial featuring Dak. Like, what are we doing? Can't you just show a commercial about something else? Can't you show a commercial about food? Can't you show a commercial about the news? Why we gotta show a positive commercial? This man threw a pick 6, and we're so upset. We're mad. I don't understand this. I don't understand why these people are just giving Dak the silver lining. I'm tired of this nonsense. Dak, we got to get it together. I've been your defender all this time. People have said, you know what? We need another quarterback. Let's get a quarterback from there. Let's get Justin Fields. First of all, Justin Fields cannot stand upright. That's good. He can't. How many times has this man been hit in the pocket? This man won't even last. They always say, let's get a quarterback in the draft. First of all, I looked at the draft, and there's not one quarterback that surprises me in that draft. You can take the quarterback from Kentucky, but what can he prove? Nothing. Nothing. Let him go to Houston. Let him go to Chicago and deal with them there. But this game, this is ridiculous. And let me bring Gabe in. And Gabe, I want to ask you a question. And welcome, by the way, welcome.
Thank you.
So I want to ask you a question. What is wrong with Dak?
You know, I love Dak off the field. I've never been a Dak fan.
Okay.
Right? So I was never one of the Dak defenders and champions. I was like, I don't believe in his abilities at all. I think that he's just showing that I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is because even pre-injury, I'd never seen him play like this. Like this season, even though statistically he's leading the league, he's top 3 in completions and all this other statistics that people want to throw out to defend Dak. To be honest, Dak throws a lot of underneath passes.
Yes, he does.
He does a lot of like stat stuffing things that aren't really beneficial in the grand scheme of the game.
Right.
Like, yeah, he leads the league in completions. Okay, great. Highest completion percentage or whatever that is over the last however many games. I don't pay attention to these stats because I think stats are BS.
Right.
And they're very misleading. They're very misleading.
Right.
And I think that when you watch the games, you don't even feel like he's leading in any statistical category.
That's probably why I was upset on watching the game.
And even I watched Dak, and I'm looking at where he tries to place balls, and where he. It's like, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? I'm not a quarterback,
right?
But I know where you're not supposed to throw the ball. Exactly. I played football for a long time. Right. I know I'm not a professional.
For a long time. I played football.
I'm not a professional, but I know enough about football to know that you're not supposed to throw the ball in between 3 people. I think that's like common sense.
Holy crap!
Like there's certain things that,
all that.
Yeah, in the heat of the moment, it's easy to say, "Oh, okay." Like I was in the heat of the moment, I was under pressure, XYZ. But there's certain things that are just are intangibly not good decisions.
Right.
Like you just have that in you, whether you're under pressure or not. What's in you is always going to come out, and that's in life and in sports. Like,
of course.
When something is in you, it's gonna show up.
I don't think he has.
And I don't think he has the intangibles.
No, he does not.
The internal stuff.
No, he
to
does
really
not.
Take this team to the next level.
No, he does not. I think he needs to focus more on. And I hate to say this, but there are certain guys out there that are built for the NFL, and he's not one of them. And I hate to say that. I hate to say that because he has a lot of good games. He fits in the NFL. However, I look at his body of work as the type of guy I can't trust every Sunday. I mean, I don't know what other outside of Dak, I don't know what other quarterback I will trust. I mean, I could trust a Pat Mahomes. He can give me plays every Sunday. I could trust Josh Allen. He can give me something every Sunday. I could trust Aaron Rodgers.
Joe Burrow.
I
trust. There's a long list of quarterbacks I trust over Dakota. And I'm calling him Dakota for a reason. Whenever I get mad, I call him Dakota. He's not Dak no more. You don't get to shorten your name. You got to be good to shorten your name. Like
even when you're throwing your commercials out, you saw that, right? You saw the commercial when he threw a pick six. They showed a bunch of commercials, and then the last one was the sleep number commercial. Yeah, I think honestly, as Cowboys fans, we don't need enough sleep. The average fan, the average person in America gets about 7.
Yeah. But
what we're looking at right now, we get about 5. Reason being is because we this team and Dak himself continues to fail us.
Yeah, they do.
And so, with that being said, I just don't know what the problem is.
You know, I think what it is, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's just we've been in denial about who this guy can be and who he is. And when I say we, I mean Cowboys fans.
Okay.
Not me, because I've been known. Mm-hmm. I've never thought that could take us to a Super Bowl because I watch intangible stuff. Like, you can see it. There's certain things that you can just see. There's a comfortability level, no matter the offensive situations, no matter the down and distance. Like, when you have Tom Brady, you know you have a chance.
Yes.
Because he's, even when the odds are stacked against him, like, he don't have no help. That we've seen him on teams where he didn't have no star receivers, and he still can converting on 3rd and 10.
He can still do that.
He can still get you in position to kick a field goal even when you're out of field goal range and in a position where you need points. There's certain things where the greats have great instinct. They have great internal stuff. Dak has never possessed that. He's been good. He has some good stuff. He does have some very good stuff. I don't want to bash him because it's not all his fault.
No, it's not.
This game was. The defense put you in position to win.
They did. Numerous
the
times.
Entire game. You can only make a defense. You kicking 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. 10
3 and outs.
10 of them.
10.
So you can't generate any, and these are not even like. This is throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. I don't see a silver lining from that game because our starters were playing.
They were.
If this happens and our starters are sitting, okay, cool. It is what it is.
Right.
But our starters were playing.
Right.
And we got to go to Tampa Bay. Keep that in mind on Monday.
Talk about that in a second.
So it's not. I'm not optimistic.
Well, I mean, I don't know how I feel about this. I know that we won't get everything fixed by the time that game starts. So even though it's a Monday night game, we won't get it fixed. Going back to that game, Washington didn't have anything to play for. You could have taken advantage of who was out there.
Yeah.
Their quarterback was nothing. I mean, he played well, but he was nothing.
The first game he started all season.
All season.
Yeah,
all season.
He hasn't played the entire season. This was a preseason game for them.
All over again. He's trying to get that job.
And I'm telling you right now, I don't like the Tampa Bay matchup, and not to keep going back to that and looking ahead.
Right.
But I don't like that matchup because their front 4 to 6 is at the same level, if not a higher level, than Washington.
Right.
I mean, and if we can't run the ball, you see what we're capable. We're not capable of anything on offense.
We're not.
Because running the ball is the centerpiece of everything that we do.
Exactly.
And if we can't do that in a creative way, if we can't do that against these defenses, we're not going anywhere. We're not.
Except for the couch.
We're gonna be in Mexico somewhere. So I'm just saying, on vacation, Turks and Caicos.
I hate it.
They gonna send us to Turks.
I don't like it. I don't like taking a vacation at this time because we got it. Because you know what's gonna happen. You know we're gonna talk about the ends and qualities of the Cowboys, right? And then it takes away the teams that are still playing. And so that unfortunately that's what's going to happen. You know, they're going to talk about the Cowboys, they're going to talk about the intangibles, and they're going to talk about Mike McCartney. Which, by the way, interesting. This morning, I heard Jerry this morning. Right, Jerry has. Why is it that every season there's Mike McCartney's job is on the line?
Because he's not a good coach.
He's not a good coach.
And we knew that from the beginning when Jerry hired him.
Right.
So, to be honest, I don't know what Jerry thought he was getting when he hired Mike McCarthy.
Right.
But he's not a good coach.
Right.
He went to one Super Bowl in 12 years with Aaron Rodgers. Are you kidding me?
Aaron Rodgers took him there. Aaron Rodgers took it. Aaron Rodgers.
First of all, that team as a whole was too good. You got Clay Matthews in his prime on defense. You got B.J. Raji, Jody Nelson. I think Al Harris was still there.
Yeah, he's still playing.
He was still playing.
Donald Driver,
like Randall Cobb.
Yeah,
like that was an incredible team.
Yeah.
So
exactly,
you can. It's hard to lose with a team like that. You literally have to like.
I mean, he's a good regular season coach because he's won 24 games the last 2 years. But
then you look at his postseason record and he like what 4-76, like what? And I'm exaggerating. I don't have no real numbers. I'm joking.
I'm like, okay, so we have this saying come every single year. Like I'm still not on this Sean Payton train. I'm sorry, I will never be on that Sean Payton train.
We're not getting Sean Payton.
We're not. There's other teams out there that are more worthy. Arizona, Denver. Who else fired their coach? Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Maybe Washington. Who knows? But I'm not on this train. Listen, this needs to stop. Okay. Mike McCartney, if Jerry were to move on from Mike McCartney after this playoff game, I will do a deep search and find and interview every candidate out there that has a goal in mind that can get us to the next step.
We need a Dan Campbell type. Not saying Dan Campbell himself, but we need a Dan Campbell type.
Yes.
We need a culture shift.
Dude, those guys in Detroit, they're going places.
That team is going to be a problem in the next few years. And they're young. They have a lot of stuff to build on.
They got the quarterback now. I think Jared Goff is fixed.
He found a home. He found a home. And so I think it works in that offense because you got two dynamic running backs back there, Swift and Williams. Detroit has a lot to be excited about. Detroit, and I'll even say Chicago. They have a lot to be excited about.
They do. They just need to fix their quarterback. Quarterback needs to stand upright.
It's not even about the quarterback. They need to keep him upright.
No, you keep him upright. The offensive line needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
But
and wide receiver needs to be addressed.
Those two teams you mentioned are way ahead of us right now.
Yeah. In terms of culture.
Right.
In terms of culture.
Yes.
Now, talent, we have the talent. That's how we can win 13 games.
Right.
But beyond talent, we're a very spoiled culture. We have a very entitled culture.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up last week.
Yeah.
I wrote it down. I said we're entitled.
Yeah.
We're entitled because we expect the best.
Yeah.
We expect that.
And Cowboy fans are entitled, if we're being honest. We have an unrealistic expectation because we're entitled to, we think we're entitled to wins.
Right.
But really, in actuality, this team is not built to win culturally. You have to come in and shift, and Jerry has to allow somebody to come in and shift.
He won't. 80-year-old man won't do that.
And that's going to be the issue, if we're being honest.
Just let him sit down. Someone needs to tell him the only people that he will listen to is what's his name? Steven.
He ain't listening to his son. If he was listening to Steven, he would have sat down a long time ago.
His wife? You can't disrespect the wife.
I was going to say something, but I'm going to leave that alone.
Okay.
But no, he's not listening to her either.
Okay. She's on the team too. I think she's part of the marketing stuff.
Yeah, she is. She does great work.
She does.
Yeah.
She does. That's the only positive thing I can say.
Yeah, she does excellent work. But Jerry's not listening to a soul in that building, and you know it and I know it. If he was, he would have listened years ago. Because we've been screaming the same thing for 20 years.
Right.
This is it. Get comfortable being out in the first round of the playoffs. And I know we sound like heartbroken Cowboys fans, but the reality is this: like,
right.
I can't justify the way that they played on Sunday and expect us to still go into Tampa Bay against the GOAT against two great receivers
Mike Evans, Chris Godney, a tight end, Kyle Rudolph.
who have been waiting for a breakout week. They've been waiting for a breakout week,
He had
and
a breakout week last week.
That's what I'm
Kyle
saying.
Rudolph had a breakout week last week.
And so, against our defensive backs, and then you go to the offensive side of the ball,
Yeah.
and we probably not going to be able to run the ball that well.
That's the problem.
Tampa Bay is not a great team. They haven't been playing great, I should say. They have the potential to turn it on at any time. I don't like teams that I don't know who they are.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
ESPN gave them a 69% chance to win.
Yeah.
Dallas. Because of their record.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
FBI. But here's the thing. I want to ask you a question about it. And I want to ask you about Trayvon Diggs. So I think it was about 3 weeks ago we talked about, Trayvon Diggs' technique. I saw, and I don't want to disrespect the man. I have high praise for Trayvon Diggs.
I love Trayvon, actually.
I love him too. You talked about the defensive back position. Against the Eagles, right? He was in poor position to the point where A.J. Brown was running a crossing route to the sideline. He caught 2 passes on him. I saw that. I saw what you were talking about on YouTube. I saw his technique. He got beat that game.
Yeah.
So
He's beatable.
he's beatable. But what was that transition? I don't like the matchup against Mike Evans. I feel like he's going to be guarding Mike Evans. That's the only cornerback we have on this on this roster that's played the entire season with the Cowboys. You could talk about Trayvon Mullen. You could talk about Xavier Rose, who they just got,
Who's not ready. And
He's not
slow
ready.
as
He's
hell.
a veteran. I remember him in Minnesota. His best days are way behind him.
Yeah, he's
Way
33.
behind him.
He's 33 years old.
I didn't know he's 33. I thought he was 20. I thought he was still in his 20s. I didn't
No,
play 20s.
He is 33 years
didn't know
old.
he was 33.
So that just put that in perspective. He is a veteran, and we did need a veteran in that locker room to kind of get the corners in order. And
Why do we need a veteran in that locker room?
experience?
We don't need one.
Experience.
We don't need
do.
one.
We do. We have
Al Harris. Al Harris is the coach.
But listen, it's one thing to hear from a coach.
Al
And it is
Harris
to hear
has been
from
there, though.
Listen.
I'm sorry.
It's one thing to hear from the coach.
Yes.
It's another thing to hear from somebody who plays on the field
Right.
currently.
Right.
It's active.
Right.
There's a difference.
Right.
There's a difference when I can see what's going on in the game currently, know how they're playing it because I played against this style of play before,
Right.
and give you direction. That's different.
Yes.
Al Harris is coming from the perspective of a coach.
Right.
He's teaching technique. He's teaching scheme.
Right.
It's very, very different from a player coach. Basically,
Right.
it's different.
So
it's
you-
very, very different.
So you expect Xavier Rose, what's his name, T.Y. Hilton,
Yeah, it's a leadership
Jason
thing.
Peters to be experienced coaches, even though when they're calling the game, they make no difference. Well, I can say this. I can say T.Y. has done his job. T.Y. has come in and he ran his route. He's done his job.
And Jason Peters has done great.
He's done great. He's done fabulous. I just wish that they find a way to put him in the game more. I think this game against the Buccaneers, I think they find a way to put him in the game more.
Yeah.
Because the offensive line we're not where we're supposed to be. Biotis, coming from hearing the report yesterday, hearing from Mr. Broadus from the 105.3 The Fan, what he was saying is, to me, in my mind, I'm gonna say about a 65% chance of playing.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that, even though it's not big numbers. Hearing him yesterday, 65% chance.
I don't need him to rush back.
No,
The reality is, we got to deal with what we got to play with. We got to play with what we got in our hand.
we got to.
This is a
Cowboys
team
have-
that we can beat. I want to say that we do have the ability to beat this team. I just don't think that we have the discipline to beat this team. That's the difference. I think
Exactly.
on paper we have everything that we need. We have the defensive line. We have the pass rush. We have an all-pro corner. And Trayvon Diggs, who is an all-pro, regardless of how you slice it. They don't throw him. They don't test him a lot.
Yeah, and he'll come through.
He'll come through.
He'll come through.
you got to just be mindful of that other side. And honestly, I'm letting Trayvon follow Mike Evans all across the field, like the same way he did Justin Jefferson.
He did. He shut down Justin Jefferson.
And so
the difference between Mike Evans and Justin Jefferson is that Justin Jefferson size, and plus Justin Jefferson is a route runner. Mike Evans doesn't run a lot of routes.
He's
Mike
a possession receiver.
He just finds the hole in the zones.
Yeah.
And so, not saying Mike Evans is a poor route runner. I'm just saying they position where his strengths are.
And that style of play works well for Trayvon because you have to understand he's a very aggressive corner.
Yes.
When he sees that you're trying to fit into the zone and stop, he's going full steam. He might get a pick. He might get a pick.
Yeah. We gotta get pressure. We got
pressure is
up
huge.
The middle.
Pressure is huge. The offensive line is not great, so
it's not.
That's a good thing for us.
They're hurt, and so we have to put them on. If we put them on the ground like we did in the first game, we have a chance.
Yeah.
So
because he don't like getting hit, and when
he don't.
He gets frustrated. I like when he get mad. That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing in the world. Seeing Tom Brady pissed off.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. You know what? You know what he's pissed off about? His marriage.
Oh God.
So
yeah.
But I want to bring that up real quick because October 28th, you heard the news. It wasn't, he got divorced. And, divorce changes a man, right? It changes a woman, right? And I always look at the gossip. I always look about what happened, right? We don't know I don't need to know the details. I just want to think what happened. How would this impact his play? Considering the fact it's Tom Brady. When Aaron Rodgers was going through all his nonsense, Aaron Rodgers, this was his worst season ever as a pro. He did bounce back a couple of games a little bit, like he did. The first half of the season, he was just all over the place. Tom Brady, I always look at, like I said, I always look at the man, and I look at how he's frustrated. He has thrown 16 touchdown passes since October 28th. This was the game. The game before, it was a Thursday night game against the Ravens. They lost to the Ravens. He threw for 325 yards. I think he threw a couple of touchdown passes. I didn't count that, but the stat was he threw for 2,000 yards, 16 touchdown passes, and 6 interceptions during that time. So it got him going a little bit. His team went 5-4 during that time. It got him going a little bit. And he just made it. So he just said, it is what it is. She's moved on. He's moved on. And so, with that being said, this game, we're transitioning to this game now. This game, I'm fearing Tom Brady because he has a chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove, well, he has nothing to prove. He wants to put him out right away. Yeah. And we don't have, I just feel like we don't have the preparation for it. We don't have the preparation. I can go back to the Tennessee game. We weren't prepared for that. We weren't prepared for the backups.
And this is what I meant the other week when I said I don't want to back into the playoffs. Right. This is exactly what we're doing, is backing into the playoffs. Yeah. We've had 2 games back-to-back. One we won, one we lost. Yes. But both of them, we looked flat.
We did.
We came out flat.
We did.
As hell.
We did.
Like,
we did.
From the opening kickoff to the first punt of the game in this one, fumble the ball on a punt. Now we putting them in position. No concentration on nothing. You're not taking the game serious.
Turpin fumbling a punt return. Like that guy. I appreciate his willingness, but sometimes your ego gets too high. His ego, like, you're never going to return a punt return for a touchdown. You're never going to return that. I don't know why your ego is so high. Like that's probably why you lost the ball in the air. Because your ego is so high.
You blamed it on his ego. That's funny.
Yes. Because dude, like.
But listen, though.
The ball is in the air. You have to understand. We're just asking you to catch it, okay? You've done this numerous times, right? You catch it and then you move on, right?
I'm gonna tell you. Listen,
Okay, I'm listening.
mistakes. That was a mistake.
Yes.
I don't put that on his ego. I don't. It's not. We're reading too deep into it.
Yes.
That was a mistake. At the end of the day, we've seen that happen 1,000 times across the NFL. That happens from time to time. You lose the ball in the light, and then it comes down abruptly.
Yes.
Now you got somebody in your face. Like, it's a difficult job.
Right.
So I give him the benefit of the doubt because that's a mistake. It was a costly one, but it was a mistake nonetheless. So
Very costly.
I do think that.
Well, actually, it didn't cost us anything because they missed a field goal.
That's right. That's right. That's true. So it wasn't costly at all. It worked out.
It did. A 31
But then
field goal.
we didn't capitalize. So it's really my issue more so is with the offense.
Yeah.
The offense, like in both of these games, Tennessee and Washington, the defense kept us around, kept us in the game, kept us alive.
They did.
And I want to give them props because I do think they're a better defense than is being advertised. I know sometimes they're bend but don't break kind of defense.
Yes.
And so they'll give up some yards, they'll give up some big plays every now and then, but for the most part, they're solid.
Right.
And they've kept us in a lot of games. And so the offense has been a question mark all season since the first 6 games of the year when Dak was gone.
Right.
We didn't know what to expect.
Right.
We relied on running the ball and
Yes.
let Cooper Rush game manage. Then Dak comes back and says, "Oh well, yeah, I get it now. I see. I'm overcomplicating the game." You remember when he came back? And he was like, "Yeah, I'm
I heard about
overcomplicating
that.
the game."
That's why I looked at you.
And you know,
I understand what you're saying.
yeah, and then proceeds to throw the most picks in the NFL. So
I mean,
again, like
7 in the last 6 games?
yeah, he averages a pick a game.
crap.
It's almost getting to the point. You remember when Eli Manning?
Yes.
He was like, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, he gonna throw us one today." They get up. All defensive backs love playing against Dak.
Yep.
I'm telling you, because they know he gonna throw us one.
Yeah, he is.
You just got to be in position. Just be in position. He gonna throw you one. He gonna force one where it don't need to go.
Right.
And so that's the reality of what we have. We make a lot of these issues. I don't like to blame Dak for everything, but at the same time, I got to put the onus on him in a lot of these situations. You can't throw a pick every single game since you've been back and expect me not to put blame on you, regardless of whether they're your fault or not.
Right.
If it gets tipped in the air 9 times out of 10, it was in a place it didn't need to be.
Or if he did a Peyton Hinder shot, just not just drop the ball. And,
Yeah,
right.
It's not on you, but you're interception magnet. You're interception magnet. That's the reality. And so
Get up for him today.
that's what I'm saying. He gonna throw us one.
Yeah, he is.
I would love to play against Dak if I'm a defensive player.
Right. Yeah, he's good.
Because I already know you're gonna fit one in a space that it don't need to be. You're gonna try to you're gonna think you Peyton Manning,
Right.
and you're gonna force a ball in between them windows.
Right.
Just like Brett Favre and Peyton Manning used to do.
Right.
Only difference is they were good.
Yeah, they were good. They bounced back. They bounced back from their mistakes, but Dak has not. And so I did see something funny yesterday. So it was on Facebook. I saw it was so funny. So whenever players slam their helmets, they always say when Dak slammed his helmet, he got intercepted. So I don't know if that's funny or not, but when I saw that yesterday, I'm like, oh man, more hurt. But this to me is a lack of concentration, right? You gotta study the playbook. You gotta, and I'm sorry to say that. I'm sorry to say that because I don't want to tell another man what to do.
How do you know that he's not studying though? I don't mean to cut you off, but
because you can't throw that ball in tight windows. Like I can remember a pass in that game. I remember there was 2 passes in that game actually. He overthrew Dalton Schultz, so he could have had another pick on that play. It said that Dalton Schultz had a hand on it. There was another one where
it was back to back. I know what you're talking about. It was
back to back. Yes,
it was 2 out routes.
Yes,
and they ran the exact same play twice.
But there was a third one too. No, that Noah Brown.
Oh, that was Noah Brown. You're right.
Noah Brown. Noah Brown was the first two. There was another one. I think it was like it was near halftime to the point where it overthrew Dalton Schultz, but Kendall Fuller was there for an interception. He can return that back.
Yeah.
So Dalton Schultz had a hand on it. There was another play where he way overthrew Michael Gallup at the end zone. Didn't even give Gallup a chance. You're talking about a smaller D back. You didn't give Michael Gallup a chance to get that ball. So those are the two plays. The reason why I say he's not studying the playbook is because you're not reading the coverages. You have to understand where these defensive backs are where they are. You got to understand where the ball has to be placed. You cannot continue to overthrow receivers. You can't continue to what is it called? Throw behind receivers and expect them to make a spectacular catch. You cannot do that. The first game, Noah Brown, you cannot throw the same side again. That's how you know. That's how I know you're not studying the playbook, because you can't not go to the same side twice. And you can't. And I wish somebody will lit a fire under him. I wish CeeDee Lamb will grab, not to be harsh, grab him by the helmet and say, you know what, dude, come on, man. Play football. Get your act right.
So here's the thing, right?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So
I'm so mad because of my
I understand,
passion, bro.
but
I'm tired. I'm tired of this nonsense, man. Like I said, I'll be the biggest Dak defender of ever. He's a great man, but dude, you cannot continue to play like this every single game.
So here's the deal, right?
Okay.
You mentioned reading coverages and reading defenses, right?
Yes.
The job of the defense is to disguise things, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So a lot of what you're talking about, it doesn't necessarily come from the playbook, because those are our plays. We can have all the plays that we want.
Yes.
But
absolutely.
if it doesn't align with what the defense is showing, then the play's not going to work.
Why is he forcing that?
So what he's doing is not watching film. If you want to critique his study habits, then it's film study.
Okay,
because
so wait a minute.
me, when you're playing against these teams, you know what they're disguising. You know their signals. You know their stuff. That's what we saw Peyton Manning do this all the time.
Right.
At the line of scrimmage, he's looking at the defense, seeing what that look is.
Yes.
And he's saying, "Oh, they're not coming. This is a disguise.
Right.
They're not blitzing right now."
Okay.
Omaha. Like,
right.
Again, yeah, he's out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Either he doesn't have the freedom to do that, which we've talked about before, which is a possibility.
Right.
Or he should at $30 million a year. You should, but that's a different conversation. I think it's either that he doesn't have the freedom to do it, or he's not studying. It's one of the two.
And you see why? Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So you and me both, we watched the film, right?
Yeah.
We watched the games.
Yeah.
Right? Why isn't Dak watching the games during the week? You have Monday through Saturday to watch film on every
And again, I'm not going to say that he is or isn't. I'm not going to say that because I don't know what he does. I think he is a very smart quarterback, right?
Yes.
All interceptions aside, he's very intelligent.
Yes, yes.
And I do believe that he's a studier. I also believe that it's a bunch of different factors, right? Mm-hmm. So I think part of it is the fact that our receivers don't get great separation. That's a part of it.
Yes.
That is a massive part of it. I'm not going to discount that.
Right.
CD, although he is a great route runner, he doesn't get separation all the time. And you can't go to him every play.
You can't.
That's the best route runner we have.
On the field.
On the field,
when T.Y. is not there.
Exactly.
But here's another thing. Couldn't it be the offensive line not getting enough pressure? Couldn't it be the offensive line not holding their protection right?
It could be.
Because it feels like that we have... This is what I worry about Jason Peters on the left side. Mm-hmm. Jason Peters he's a good run blocker, but he's terrible in the pass.
He's always been that way.
Yeah, because I feel like most of their players, right? Most quick athletes, right? Most of their players, who wherever they come from, are going to go target this left side because he's 40 years old, can't see the field right, but damn, he's a Hall of Famer for a reason. This is why the Cowboys picked him up. So, with that being said, that's a good point. But my other point is, don't you see another reason could be pressure?
I do see a lot of deficiencies in our offensive line. I do see a lot of deficiencies in our offensive line. He has enough time to make better decisions, though.
But I think we need to have him climb the pocket. I want him to climb the pocket more.
And that's the thing.
You got to do it, bro. We have to do it. I understand. I get it. He's coming off an injury. I get it. But at some point, you have to climb the pocket. I'm sorry.
I will tell you, though, I think we discount the impact of his injuries over the last few years. I think we do discount that because pre-injuries, right, he was on the path to be one of the best in the league, to be honest, like across the board. And I think that impact of that injury mentally,
his calf,
his ankle, which I mean, the ankle, him breaking his ankle was probably a catalyst for the calf injury.
Right.
He was overcompensating.
Oh yeah, that's right. That ankle. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So
Giants.
Yeah. So we discount the impact of that. But I do think that plays a massive role in his mobility.
Right.
Like, he was a very mobile quarterback. We would run read options with him. We would do a lot of different. He got hurt on a read option.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't use him the same way that we once did. He doesn't have the same athletic ability. So he's trying to figure it out. And so I don't want to kill him for it, because at the same time, I do understand what it takes to come back from injuries mentally.
Right.
That's something that's a very difficult task that the public may not even think about.
Right.
Like, it's a battle.
Yeah,
it's an internal battle, and when you go from being mobile to being basically regulated to being a pocket passer,
right?
You have to relearn everything that you instinctually want to do. Yeah. So I do give him the benefit of the doubt in a lot of areas for that.
I mean,
the mistakes are on him, but I do give him the benefit of the doubt and saying, like, I'm not gonna just totally kill him for all of the mistakes. It's not all on him. Like,
no, I can't kill him for that either. You know, like I said, at some point, man, if we want to get to where we need to go, you have to get to the next step. I'm sorry. Like, we have the best trainers in the world, right? Like, the Mavericks have Casey Smith as the best. He's the best in the NBA at diagnosing injuries.
But listen, I'm gonna tell you, even because I think I know the point that you're about to bring up, but I want to say it's not always about the training staff. I think he is healthy. I think they've gotten him in a healthy space.
I'm not blaming.
It's about.
I'm just.
Oh, I know. That's what I was just saying. In terms of him, he has to play a new style of play. That's really what we're seeing, because we used to have design runs for him. We used to have a lot of different things in our playbook. He's having to learn an entirely new style of play that's not normal to him, because he doesn't have that same level of mobility, and you can clearly see it. Even when he does run, it's not the runs we used to seeing from 3-4 years ago.
I remember the run that it was a 3rd and 10th play. Well, yeah, it was. It was a 3rd and 10th play at their end, and I saw them running, and he didn't look confident.
Yeah,
like coming out of that, like, he almost got the first down, but he didn't look confident. But he was thinking, I shouldn't have to run like that. Like I can see why. I can understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
My thing is, and I'm not, like I said, again, for the 3rd time, I'm always going to be the biggest Dak defender, because we don't need. There's no other quarterback you could ask to lead a team, especially America's team, right? Everybody's putting everything on your shoulders. Every day, people have something to say about our quarterback. National media, social media, people across the world. Every day, somebody has something to say about our quarterback, about our team in general.
Yeah.
And so, with that being said, it comes with the position, right? I feel like right now people want to see more Cooper Rush at this point. Me personally, I want to see Dak all the time.
I don't want to see Cooper Rush ever.
No.
Like, I mean, I know that sounds bad, but like, I really don't. Like, what? I don't look at it like everybody else, because yes, we did win 6 consecutive games, but there's going to be a time if Cooper Rush was our quarterback where he's going to have to throw the ball, like the Philadelphia game.
I don't trust him throwing the ball.
Like the Philadelphia game.
Yeah.
It's going to look like that.
Yeah.
So everybody on this Cooper Rush bandwagon, we were winning all these games. No, stop it. Stop it.
They don't read the game right. They don't read the game right.
Have no idea. Y'all are watching from a fan's perspective, and y'all only see wins and losses.
Right,
y'all only see wins and losses.
They don't win the game right.
Those are the people that I have issues with when they start having opinions, because it's not just wins and losses.
Right.
You can win a game by managing it. By running the ball 30 to 35 times a game.
We have two of the great running backs who have done that.
And so, yeah, we can win games like that, but there's going to come a time where you got to throw that ball.
Yeah.
This is the NFL. And not to mention, we're going into the playoffs. So imagine Cooper Rush trying to play a playoff game against Tom Brady.
Crap.
Stop playing with me.
Holy crap.
Stop it. Y'all got to stop.
No. You know what? That'll be an automatic loss.
I would take my chances with Dak and his picks.
Even though they're not the best.
And yeah, I would take my chances with that, because at least he's throwing the ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's got to throw the ball he's got to throw the ball at least over 40 times. He can't do. We lose
25 to 30.
Yeah, we
25
win.
to 30 attempts.
We win. Because he's accurate with the ball. And at some point, like I said, it comes to the competitive side. Somebody has to get a lit on this fight. It's definitely not going to be Jerry. No. Definitely not going to be Mike McCartney.
No.
Definitely not going to be Kellen Moore.
No.
It could be Dan Campbell. Dan Quinn, but he's on the defensive side. They can only give us what they can give us. And so somebody at this point, I don't know who, somebody.
My problem is, too, I don't like, he has the same expression every time he throws an interception or makes a mistake.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? It's the exact same.
No, I noticed that. The same
body language.
The same open mouth.
The same
expression.
Confusion look on his face. Like, dude, what are you confused about?
Right. And
you threw the ball.
Right. And he's trying to sum his team up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And like, dude, okay, first of all, hold on. If I'm Zach Martin, I'm busting my butt. I am 32 years old. I have played
Future Hall of Famer.
Yes, I played every single game. I have not gotten hurt. I am coming to Dak and say, "Come on, man, what are you doing? Let's go." Like, dude, I want to win a championship. There's guys that are in the Hall of Fame right now that have not won a championship, that are sitting there, that are saying, you know what? If I was on that team, if I was 20 years old, if I was in my early 30s, I would want to play on this team, and I will make a difference. T.Y. Hilton came from the Colts to the Cowboys to win a championship, believe it or not. Jason Peters came from the Eagles. He won a championship with Philly, and he wants to do the same thing in Dallas. Zach Martin wants to win one in Dallas. Tyron Smith wants to win one in Dallas. Who else is 30 years old? Who else? That's it. That is it, man. Zeke Elliott has put the team on his back to the point where people are saying, you have said, we need to, Zeke is done. You said that before the season. He is your boy.
I did.
And this man got 1,000 yards and on his back.
Year. And remember, I also said I would love to be wrong, and I'm so glad that I'm wrong. I really, appreciate the effort that Zeke has put in this year.
He has put in a lot of effort. He has done everything that we have asked him to do.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like it takes one quarterback away to get us that next step.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll be happy. I'll be happy if we, like I said, I'll be happy if we make it to the NFC Championship game. I'll be happy.
And it's not unrealistic. That's the thing.
It's
Like,
not.
we have the ability, the talent, all of that stuff. I just think the issue for us is the intangible things. Like I say all the time,
It's always going to kill us.
it's the intangible
always gonna
things.
kill us.
Like coaching, like
Coaching.
just instincts, instinctual things that come with playing the sport that make people great.
Right.
We're missing a lot of that.
Right.
We have a lot of talent on
we
this
don't
roster.
have enough passion on
We
this
don't
team.
have enough passion. We don't have
Michael Parsons should be doing the same. Michael Parsons is how old is he? 22, 23?
22.
And he has the passion of somebody who's about to retire. Michael Parsons has his best years coming.
And his energy level, his motor is
Yes.
incredible. Like
Very
you
incredible.
can see how he enhances that defense.
Right.
Like it's infectious.
Right. And
When he makes a play, it feels like the whole entire defense made a play.
Exactly.
We don't have that player on offense.
we don't.
We don't have that
We
player that turns everybody up whenever they make a play. It's not just
don't.
about them.
We don't.
We have a lot of individuals.
That's why I'm saying we don't need. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying somebody needs to come up to somebody and say, you know what? Come on, man.
It's too late for that now.
There's got to be a fight on the sidelines. There has to be something.
It's too late for that now. I ain't seen nobody listen again
On the offensive side.
on the offensive side of the ball. I never see anybody getting
On the
getting
sideline.
on anybody on the sideline. I never see.
Do you realize that changes the team, right?
Absolutely.
You realize that.
Absolutely, but again, it's the personality side. It's the intangible things. It comes with leadership. Is in you.
Right.
It's either in you or it's not.
It's in Michael Parsons.
It's in Michael Parsons.
It's
in-
That's the only player I can name of.
It's in
on this
Lawrence.
team.
It's in Lawrence. He
Yes.
got it.
Oh yeah. But he can't play offense either.
No, he can't.
He can't.
Our defense has something like very, very valuable. We're missing a few pieces, but it's we have an
corner side.
incredible potential on this defense. If we keep this defense together,
We can.
yeah, I think we have an incredible opportunity here in the next couple of years to really do some big things. Do I think this is the year? No, I don't.
No.
I don't. I just don't see it. I don't see the consistency on the offensive side of the ball. I don't see the consistency from a pass rushing standpoint over the last 3 weeks.
The pass rush has been off.
It's been very slow.
I don't know what they're. Maybe because, and I don't want to blame. I don't want to put Van Der Esch on the spot, but because he's a defensive play caller. I don't see anybody else.
But the fact that he's
plays.
been hurt too,
Yeah,
it shows. Like
it's the biggest thing.
it's one of those things where you don't realize the importance of a player until they're not there.
Right. He's important,
And he's one of the biggest
He is.
pieces to.
I just wish that and again, I just wish that he is healthy enough. But maybe in a few more years they pass along the play calling to Michael Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. He has that leadership.
but he's also not a middle linebacker. Usually they
No, he's
pass it
not.
to a middle linebacker.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
So
And
that's the difference. Like,
that's another position we have to address.
yeah, immediately.
Immediately. But no, we got, like I said, we have a game on Monday night. The NFL did us a favor by putting us on a Monday night. They could have put us on a Sunday night, moved the other game to a Sunday night. I don't know who's. Oh, the Seahawks and the 49ers are playing in the afternoon, Saturday. And I think Buffalo and the Miami are playing in the afternoon Sunday. If I can remember right. Giants are playing the Vikings in the afternoon Sunday. Who's playing Sunday night? Has to be. Bengals and the Ravens. They're going to put down the Monday night game. but I can understand why they put this game on a Monday night.
Lamar Jackson may not be playing either, I think.
No, he's not. I don't think he's playing.
So
they might have to go with either Huntley or who started on Sunday, or the quarterback. Can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
I don't remember
his
name
name
either.
Game, but
no.
Yeah, I think that's a whole nother conversation. But they love to put us on prime time. That's all. That's all that it is.
Like Deion says, when you're on camera, you show your blemishes.
Yeah, and so we got a lot of them, and we're on camera a lot. And so I do want to give. I'm trying to look at both sides of it, right? Because I do have that emotional Cowboys fan in me, but at the same time, I look at it like we defied odds this season. If we're being honest, we have an incredibly resilient team.
We did.
I'm actually, in the grand scheme of things, minus the minor hiccups and stuff like that. I do see a lot of great things that are in this team. Again, going back to the intangible things, there are some great things. The level of resilience, the level of fight, the level of this is not over until we say it's over. That's a big deal for me, and there's a lot of potential here. That's something that's embedded in this team. So again, I probably sound like I'm talking off of both sides of the conversation, I can double down on that. And I do want to talk about the coaching, and then I want to get your predictions on this game. Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I'll say, and I'm not a big Mike McCartney fan. However, the man has won 24 games in the last 2 years. Okay. Unexpectedly. When he was hired, I wasn't a fan. I thought, okay, maybe you should wait it out a little bit, let these teams go through their playoffs and hire a coach then. They rushed the process. But Mike McCartney, I was comparing Mike McCartney to Mike D'Antoni of the NBA, right? Mike D'Antoni is a regular season coach. Mike McCartney is a regular season coach. When they get to the postseason, it's a different story. Mike D'Antoni, when he was in Houston and Phoenix, he couldn't get over the Warriors when he was in Houston. When he was in Phoenix, he couldn't get over anybody. When that team made it to the conference finals, he couldn't get over them. He didn't have a strategy for them. That 7-second offense they were running in basketball, it worked in the regular season. It didn't work in the playoffs because most teams accustomed to it. Most teams adjusted to it. Mike McCartney, you have Kellen Moore as your offensive coordinator. Mike McCartney, I don't see him as a leadership coach. I always look at the leadership. I always look at a Herm Edwards type of coach.
Yeah. I
always look at the next best coach I can look at right now.
Mike Tomlin.
I always look at him. I definitely look at Zach Taylor. From where they came from till now. That's where we should be right now. And we're right there. The Bengals are higher.
Yeah.
We're right there. The only thing is I want McCartney to change his tone. When it comes to the first of the season, I want him to be pissed off. Like, I can't settle with more victories. I just can't. At this day and age, Gabe, we settle with more morality, right? We can't settle with that. You know where that ends up? You can end up at the top, you can end up at the bottom. Unfortunately, we're still stuck. So with Mike McCartney, I feel like this should piss you off. Whatever game ends, wherever we end the season at, this should piss you off till training camp, right? You shouldn't be, you're going to shake hands, you're going to be happy, you're going to go on vacation. This offseason, you should be pissed off. You should come back motivated. Greg Popovich not this season. That's another different story. That's another different story. Every time he had a bad season, they could finish in the Western Conference Finals. Mm-hmm. He came back with that chip on their shoulder, and everything took off from there. Mm-hmm. I want that. I'm 35, Gabe. I don't have. I am pissed off, bro. I am tired of seeing this team fail over and over and over again. And somebody out there gives them praise, and I get it. But at the same time, I want Mike McCartney to have the chip on his shoulder. I want Dak to work his game in offseason, just like CD Lamb did, just like Michael Gallup did everything he can to come back, just like Michael Parsons has done, just like Zeke Elliott did. I want him to work the mental side of Mike McCartney. I want Dak to work on his technique. Period. There's numerous places you can go to in the Metroplex that can teach that, right? Numerous places. Okay? Not saying that you should have a life. Mm-hmm. Everybody needs a life. Yes, I get it.
Yeah.
At the same time, work on your skills. Mm-hmm.
And
that's that.
I think for me,
That's me saying, I don't want. I'm off the Sean Payton train. When I say Mike McCartney, I'm off that train.
Look. This is a team that is Super Bowl or bust, right?
Yes, every season is Super Bowl or nothing. And for the last 8 years, it's been nothing. So the reality is, maybe we as fans need to change our expectations a little bit. You know what? You know what's funny, Gabe? I'm glad you brought it up. I think honestly, every Dallas Cowboys fan should look themselves in the mirror.
Yeah, why are we still here? We've been it's like being in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's gonna come a time where you wake up and say, look, I'm tired of getting beat up.
I'm tired of getting beat up. I want something new. I want something new.
Yeah, exactly.
I want something new. That's it. And so,
I want better. At the end of the day, if I wasn't living in the city, I probably would not have still be a Cowboy fan. Right. I'm gonna be honest. There's nothing about this team that makes you want to stay a fan outside of the glitz and the glamour that people fall in love with.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's all over the place. I mean, you live in Frisco. You know the energy over there.
It's ridiculous.
I know in Arlington, the energy there is really high. I know in the next coming months, there'll be no football. Except for there might be the XFL. I don't know where they're going to play at. But there's going to be a bunch of things that's going to be happening at AT&T Stadium. Mm-hmm. And so that's where my thing was the coaching. Because like I said, I don't want any coach fired. If we had to move on, it is what it is.
I want Lovie Smith.
You know what? Yes. I want Lovie Smith.
I want Lovie Smith.
Because they gave him nothing to work with in Houston.
And he still made them competitive every single game. Got them 3 wins.
It got him fired.
Exactly. The third one got him fired. And he did it on purpose.
Yeah, he did.
Because he knew he was getting fired regardless. He was like, all right, bet. Nah, I'm a go for 2. And make sure that y'all don't get this first round pick. This number 1 pick.
Number 1 pick. And
that's exactly what happened.
Yep, he went out winner. I want Lovie Smith too.
And that also shows me how much the team bought into him too. Mm-hmm. Because the reality is, if the team is like, oh, he's gone, we got nothing to play for, then it's like, okay, out of sight, out of mind. We'll go for 2. We may not make it. We might get it. Who cares?
Right.
But that team really did buy into Lovie Smith. And I think we really do. Lovie Smith is a great coach.
He is.
He's done well with a lot of bad teams.
He does.
He took Rex Grossman to the Super Bowl.
Where's Grossman been?
I don't even know. I hope he's doing well.
I hope so too.
But
he
also, like,
their
dude,
first choice.
Rex Grossman. That defense was fantastic, but
Right.
that's the quarterback you took to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In the NFC with Drew Brees and all of that.
Holy
Kurt
crap.
Warner in Arizona and all.
Holy
like
crap.
it was stacked. NFC
Yeah,
was
it was.
stacked at
To the
that
Super
time.
Bowl. To the Super Bowl.
So that's what I'm saying. He's done very, very well with a lot of bad teams, and I would just love to see him with a team that has a lot already.
Yeah.
You know,
The
I would love
Cowboys.
to see that.
The Cowboys have a lot.
have a lot
They have a
already.
lot already. It won't be a complete full rebuild.
No.
But I don't want to talk about the offseason.
I don't either.
After the game tomorrow. I'm sorry. After the
Monday.
game next week. I don't want to talk about it. So with that being said, I want to throw out a prediction.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh man, this is tough for me.
Honesty.
Shit. God, I don't know, man. It's just, man, this is tough because I want to believe. I just feel like they're not going to be ready. But you know what? I'm going to believe. I'm going to say. I'm going to say Cowboys 27, Buccaneers 24. It's a 3-point. It's a 3-point underdog. The Cowboys are a 3-point favor. I'm going. I will have to go with the Cowboys with this one. It's going to be a 3-point game, and it's going to come down to. Here's what's going to happen. I feel like it's going to come down. Not even a field goal. The Buccaneers will be up 24-21. The Cowboys will be at their 40-yard line with a minute 50 left. And it was 2 timeouts. I'm not even going to be conservative. I'm going to go. I'm going to go throw the pass. I'm going to go underneath to Dalton Schultz. And then on second,
This is very specific.
second and 4, yeah, very very specific. Second and 4, I'll go crossing route to CD. He's going to probably give me about 15, 20 yards. Then I'll be at the 19-yard line with under a minute. And I'm going to run the ball. I'm going to run Zeke Elliott. He's going to give me 6 or 7 yards. And then I'm going to throw a touchdown pass. And that'll be game over. So I'm going to give Tom Brady basically 41 seconds to maneuver the field.
It's a beautiful storyline.
Thank you. Thank you. I took me only 10 minutes to figure that out.
I see. You did a fantastic job. Round of applause. Anyway, man, my prediction.
Oh yeah, they're gonna miss the extra point too. Sorry, but go ahead.
I got it. 23-13 Bucs.
Why do you say the Bucs by 10?
So here's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
It's gonna be a very low scoring game, as they all have been when we played against the Bucs.
Yes.
I think it'll be nobody's gonna score over 30 points, but I also don't think anybody's gonna score over 25. I think that we're gonna come out flat.
First quarter or
first-
first half?
First quarter, I'll say we'll probably have a flat half.
Okay.
We'll probably have a flat half because you know how they do, to the point where we're down 3-13 at halftime.
13-3.
I think
mean, that's
after
tough. That's tough.
Yeah, so
Tough.
I think it'll be this 13-3 at halftime. We go into halftime, we come back out, we score another touchdown.
So that's 13-10.
13-10.
And then we
They
gotta
go
get a
score
stop.
again.
Oh, a field goal or a touchdown?
They score a field goal.
16-10.
16-10. We go score again at 17.
Yeah, oh, so we're up. We're up
We'll
one.
get a lead. We'll get a lead.
Okay.
I think Brady goes down, does Brady magic.
And We'll be down by 6.
Down by 6. Did I say 23-13?
You said 23-13, yes. You added the touchdown. You said 13-3, and then you said we're going to score 13-10. You said the Bucs will get a field goal 16-10. We'll get another touchdown 17-6. That's where
I threw me off. Okay, I'm gonna say I'll take it back 23-17. I think we will score again. I think we will score 2 touchdowns.
Buccaneers still winning?
Yeah, Buccaneers still winning 23-17.
So basically, we're going to talk about the offseason.
Yeah, pretty much.
In the draft.
Basically, yeah.
Oh my God. I gotta find draft material for that. But anyways, well, the game's Monday night on ESPN.
We're gonna
ABC.
see. And again, I want to be wrong. I'm doing this as a protective mechanism because I want to be wrong. I'd rather predict a loss.
The Cowboys nation will think you're wrong. But
I'd rather predict a loss and be wrong than predict a win and get my hopes up.
I'll say this. I think they'll come flat. I think if they prepared, they'll come out flat on the first 2 possessions.
Yeah.
This is why I said it's going to be a high-scoring game, because at some point in the game, Maher's going to miss an extra point at some point in the game. So that's why I said 27-24, because I feel like he's going to miss an extra point. And so they'll come out flat the first 2 possessions, and then they'll get it going.
Yeah.
The only thing is they'll mix it up, run and pass. If the running game is if Zeke Elliott is getting, if he's getting 2 yards per carry by the time mid-second quarter, I'm gonna start throwing the pass. I'm gonna play action. Get CeeDee Lamb on some crossing routes. Get Michael Gallup on a sideline route.
Yeah.
Dalton Schultz sitting in the flat. That's where I'll go. If the game changes. But other than that, on a good side, if they do run the ball, I do see Zeke Elliott getting 10 carries plus. Maybe Tolin Pollard gets a carry.
He better. He better get 10 plus carries.
Yeah.
He and Pollard both need to have 10 carries apiece.
We need to run the ball then.
At
we
minimum.
We need to block better.
If we have any chance of winning this game, you got to run the ball.
That's it.
You got to find a way to run the ball.
That's it. That's it.
That's it. And Tampa knows that.
And they're going to do everything they can to shut it down.
Yep. Exactly. So,
well, hopefully we don't talk about the offseason. Hopefully we're talking about our next matchup.
I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong.
I think most of Cowboys Nation will like for you to be wrong.
Again, trust me.
I mean, listen. I'm on the fence of agreeing or disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
But I want to agree with you. But my inner side says,
you're inner Cowboy fan.
My inner Cowboy fan says, okay, maybe they'll bounce back. My outer side says, nah, it's Brady. He's going to do some magic. Mike Evans is going to torture us. Chris Godwin's going to torture us. Leonard Fournette's going to do his thing. That's my outer side. My inner side says we're going to shut it down. So we'll see what happens.
We're going to see. We will see.
But I appreciate your insights.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Gabe.
Yes, sir.
But thank you, guys. Coming up next, we're going to talk about the college football playoff and basketball stuff. Where does TCU go from here? It's coming up next. It's Official Radio.
I wish I knew you wanted me. I wish I knew.
Watching this game yesterday, it just made me feel so mad. Unfortunately, I do want to congratulate Georgia, sending them high praise. They dominated this game from the start. Feel like they're physical. They're physical up front. The offensive line was protecting Stinson Bennett, even though he didn't get sacked a lot. He was able to get out and do his thing. This man threw 18 for 25 for 304 and 4 touchdowns. He ran 3 times for 39 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he accommodated for 6 of them. 6 of those touchdowns, man. And my problem with TCU is they were not prepared to play this game. Everybody had TCU's back. Everybody said, you know what, we're going to vote for the underdog, which as you should in college football, because you never know what the underdog's going to do in college football. So I don't know what happened, man. I just feel like they weren't playing up to their standards. They never played a physical team before. And so when you don't play a physical team before, it shows. It shows. Even though I can't go off the Big 12 conference, because Big 12 conference, they score a lot of points and play. TCU is a defensive team. And you can say Texas it is, but Texas is more of an offensive and a defensive team. And so, I don't know. Conference-wise, I don't know why. I just feel like, they didn't come out with the right game plan. And we got to understand that it's their first time since 1938. They're playing a championship game. Everybody had their back. I'm excited. I was excited for them to come by, and I'm never going to say we're going to be back next year. That's what the Michigan quarterback shouldn't be saying. You shouldn't be saying you shouldn't be back there next year, because you know why? Because there's other teams in college football that want to be where you want to be. And so, with that being said, with that being said, we shouldn't be saying in college football. No. Because you know why? Because you're going to be less than that. You may be playing in some other bowl game, which you were in the championship game last year. You can be like Alabama. They played in some other bowl game. They always figure out a way to put Alabama on the spot. They always find a way to put Alabama in some type of championship type of field. Some type. But we know that college football is changing. It's changing because teams are figuring out what type of players they need for their culture. TCU is getting a bunch of them and plus more. So the players that you see on the field are going to be playing next season, and they're going to get more players to the point where they're going to be relevant again in the Big 12, and we'll see what happens in the college football playoff. With that being said, this game really, really pissed me off. I just feel like, TCU had everything under control. You could have controlled the line of scrimmage. You couldn't run the ball. You couldn't throw it. When you were down 38-7 at the half, it was over. How can you come back from 38-7 type of game, type of deficit? It's too much. The moment got too much for them. It's too much. The fans got involved, and then you find out that other people get involved. That's what happens in college sports. When you do well, everybody from the woodworks comes out it together. Everybody. LaDainian Thompson came out of nowhere. I haven't even seen that man on TV in years. Everybody comes. The only person that didn't show was Gary Patterson. Gary Patterson is on the Texas side. So everybody starts coming back and back and back and back and back. And so, with that being said, I don't know. But But TCU's always going to win the Big 12. There's no ifs or buts about it. With Texas and Oklahoma leaving, let them leave. Because you know why? Because they're not built for the Big 12. I said this in the offseason. Oklahoma and Texas are not built for the Big 12. If they were, then they would have stayed. But they're not. But they're not staying because they say, well, the money is important than our football facilities. The money is important than basketball. The money is important than softball. That Oklahoma's great in softball, but not Texas. But was that mean, even though they played in the national championship game last season, both of those teams in softball played in the national championship game last season in softball. So with that being said, TCU's always going to be the catalyst of the Big 12 for many years to come. Oklahoma is never going to match that. Texas definitely will not match that, to the point where they're always, like I said, they're always going to show the 05 championship game. They're always going to bring guys from the past to talk about that game. Why in every offseason we got to talk? Why in every offseason we got to replay the championship game? Why is it that? We don't know what happened. I watched it live. Stop showing it. Show the off-season work that these players are going to put in. Or show the game. Show any random game. You got softball coming up. Basketball is coming up. Basketball doesn't get the same recognition as football in Texas when it comes to Texas football. Well, that's my rant for Texas. But TCU, we have to get it together, guys. We have to get it together for next season, and it starts today. When you wake up in the morning, at some point you got to put the loss behind you. And give it about another week, because I don't like the notion of put the loss behind you the next day. I don't like that at all. Especially when it's a national championship game. It's very emotional. You got the whole world watching you. I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of giving the players time to grieve, time to breathe, time to just, relax. In a week's time, you forget about it. Or better yet, you put a chip on your shoulder and say, you know what? Georgia beat us 65-7 in that championship game. What are we going to do about that? It starts in the offseason, guys. It starts getting, putting the weights up, your agility, and then plus more. It starts with that in the offseason. You take care of that in the field, training camp starts, we're going. Big 12 champs again. Well, not Big 12 champs again, but who knows? Big 12 champs in 2023. Who knows? K-State was there. K-State didn't even make it to the national championship game, but they beat y'all. That's a chip on your shoulder, and I want you to keep that chip till whenever it happens. But I do also want to guest on this show. So TCU, when you have recovered from this game, you guys are more than welcome to come by and talk, and we may bring it up, we may not. Who knows? That's my open invitation to TCU. Football, basketball, baseball, wherever it may be. Now, let's go to Georgia. Georgia has some NFL talent on that team. Kirby Smart is no joke of a coach. So, with that being said, they're going to be rebuilding too. They're going to have a new quarterback, because the quarterback's well-conditioned. Georgia's going to be number one again. Georgia's going to be able to repeat again. We'll see. So, with that being said, it's going to be a whole new team, like in college football. We have to wait. We gotta wait till training camp to see what type of team they're made of. They might win the SEC again. But I do want to get into a comment what David Pollack said on the broadcast at halftime yesterday. He said Georgia is the new Alabama. Basically, that's what he said. And Nick Saban was looking at him, was saying, "Okay, all right, I got you." Don't you think that motivates Nick Saban's team a little bit? You know, doesn't that motivate him a little bit to say, you know what? This man's saying Georgia is the new Alabama. But I'm the Alabama coach. We dominated over the years. And now Georgia comes in and just takes it away. And now people like David Pollock is saying, hey, you know, Georgia can be messed with. So, with that being said, Georgia, it is the new Alabama. Georgia is the new number one. I don't want anybody to fret that. Georgia is the new number one in the new epitome of college football. Yes. And Nick Saban is going to do everything he can to get his team ready to play every Saturday, to play every practice like it's their last, to fly back to Alabama, get with his coaching staff, and say, you know what? This is our motivation. This is our plan. This is what we're going to follow. Let's go out there and do it. And Alabama may come back, may not. We'll see. But right now, college football is wide open. That's how it should be. It's not one team that's dominating like Alabama has done in the last few years. I'm not going to say it's over. They may come back. But what I am going to say is there's teams every year that are vying for the college football playoff. They look at TCU stories. They say, you know what, TCU, we want to be the next TCU. We want to be Ohio State that barely got in. Barely. They had to wait pins and needles for them to say, you know what, we're going to get in. So there's no clear cut in college football. There isn't any. Believe it or not. So, with this game, it looks disappointing for TCU fans. Like for me, I'm a UT fan, so you know I'm not. But we're far away from being TCU. We're far. I can say that wholeheartedly. People in Denton would never agree with me. People in Denton would say, "Oh man, you know we're going to do well." Really? We just hired a new coach. You don't know what that coach is made of. You don't know how the players are going to respond to the next head coach. They can barely respond to Seth. And you saw what happened with that. Like we're asking players to respond to coaching. Players respond to Kirby Smart. Players respond to Sonny Dykes. Heck, they even respond to what's the other coach I'm talking about? They even respond to Coach Prime, which, by the way, Coach Prime could be in the college football playoff next season. He could be. Right. He could be next season, and I'm not penciling that, but he could be. But that's another story for a different day. Now, before we say goodbye, which we won't say goodbye now. But let's talk about basketball. Let's talk about, we always start with the UNT side because that's my team and I always want to talk about them. And I watch their games passionately and I try to pinpoint issues that they're going through in the in the games that they play. And again, we're definitely going to talk about college basketball for now because college football is over. I know basketball starting, college baseball starting, college softball starting. We got a lot of things that we're going to talk about over the next few weeks. College basketball is number one. We'll definitely talk about that. And so, with that being said, let's dive into this UNT game. Women's side. UNT played against Western Kentucky. That was last week. 84-76. UNT won that game, the women's side. They gave up too many offensive rebounds. This team cannot rebound. This team you got to address the rebounding, ladies. Like, I don't understand why we gave up 33 offensive rebounds to a team that has no size. It's just will. When you grab an offensive rebound, it's will. It's will. It's all about, the motivation. It's all about, hey, we got to go get this offensive rebound today. We got to get this possession. That's how we failed. We barely won this game by our offense. But we got to take care of it. We got to take care of the defense. We got to get the rebounds, guys. I'm sorry, but rebound is number one. Number two, there's got to be balance. And there was balance in this game by Nia Johnson, who had 27 points and 10 rebounds. Quincy Nome had 24. But we will never see that again. We will never see that balance from the UNT women's basketball again. It's just too much. They don't score a lot of points. They don't average a lot of points per game. They don't play defense, which I'm going to talk about this next game. They don't. What can we do to fix this? You can fix this by boxing out. You can fix this by running a box out drill in practice where a coach throws the ball up, you find a player to box out. It's like what's that word called? It's like ringing around the rosy. You gotta find person or musical chairs, for example. You gotta find somebody to put a body on to get the rebound so we can run our offense and do all the things, man. This team is too talented to be 4-10. I get mad because I'm like, we're 4-10, but we have not done the intangibles right. We can't do it. Which is why we got beat by Middle Tennessee. 76-57. We have to take care of the issues at hand. The issue is it's not even fatigue. I heard in the broadcast, fatigue. It's not even fatigue. It's the lack of focus, the lack of concentration. We have to be able to concentrate. If we're not going to concentrate, it is just disastrous. We have to be able to concentrate. We have to be able to make the plays happen. It just doesn't work like that. Right now, anything can change. We're 1-3 in conference play. We should be 4-0. Reason why we're not 4-0 is because we're inconsistent. The women's team is inconsistent. We don't have the identity. 14 games in, we're still trying to find it. We shouldn't be finding it right now. Right now, we should have our identity. Our coaching staff should be passionate enough to say, you know what, we cannot settle for 20 turnovers a game. We cannot settle for poor shootings. We cannot settle to pressure teams in the backcourt, which, by the way, they're going to beat us by throwing the ball over the top. You got to change it up. We got to practice better. We got to take care of our bodies. I'm not ever going to say fatigue because it's a game-by-game basis. If that is the case, we have to run game. We got to run a game. I can't remember the word, but we got to run a game setting to the point where under 2 minutes you're going to be fatigued, you're going to be tired, you're going to do all the things. But you got to overcome it. That's what I always tell people all the time. You're going to be tired, but you got to overcome it by telling your mind to fight it off for a second. Fight. We got to fight to win. That's what I just told Gabe in the last segment. I said, this Dallas Cowboys team, we got to fight. Somebody's got to say, you know what? Come on, man. We got to go. We got to run. Let's go. That's everything that you do in life. I'm hitting that thing. Everything that you do in life, you got to go, bro. Stop being mediocre. Stop turning the ball over 20 times a game. Stop giving other teams a chance. We're 4-10 because we're giving other teams a chance. They have no chance, but we're giving them everything. I can say I'm tired, but I'm not. I'm awake. I see these things. The coaching staff needs to instill in these players. And if the coaching staff's not working, then maybe it needs to. I'm not gonna say it, but the players, everybody needs a responsibility. Everybody, we need to be responsible for what we do, right? They always call it accountability. Accountability is what you have to go through. Okay, you gotta instill that in your mind. Yes, we have one score, but maybe somebody else can help Quincy Noble out. Maybe somebody can make this defensive play. But we have to fix the intangibles first to make us relevant again. We have to. Or else we're going to be sitting there at home, doing nothing and watch other teams excel. Watch other teams play in the first half, play in the tournament, play in the conference tournament. Now, there's a game tomorrow. They got La Tech, and I think they got somebody else. I can't remember the schedule off the top of my head, but these next 3 games are crucial. You talk about playing 3 games in the next 5 days, from tomorrow to Martin Luther King Day. You got 5 games in the next 3 days. Sorry, you got 3 games in the next 5 days. So you talk about fatigue. I don't want to hear the excuse of fatigue anymore. The only excuse I want to hear is we're just inconsistent. We're just bad. If we lose the next 3 games, it's over. It's over. You go 4-13, it's over. What can you do? What can you do on a 4-13 ball club? Are we still going to celebrate more victories? I don't want to celebrate more victories anymore. I want to celebrate champions. I want to go into the locker room and say, we're a champions. I want to hold up a trophy and say, you know what? We are champs. But these next 3 games are crucial. Same for on the men's side. Defensively, it's pretty good. They don't allow you to get anything possible. But on the men's side, their offense needs work. But it's a game-by-game basis on the offensive side. We already know what's going to happen defensively. But offensively, it's going to be a game-by-game basis. Are we going to score 70 points? Are we just going to go score 80? This team, I don't think they have the roster to score 70 points a game, honestly. I just don't see it. If you have one guy that's averaging 17 points a game, I mean, if I'm doing math right, you could average 55 points a game. And that's not enough to beat the top teams in college basketball. You can't beat North Carolina that way. You can't beat Duke that way, even though Duke is struggling. You can't beat Purdue that way. You can't even beat Texas that way. Texas basketball, not Texas football, Texas basketball. You can't do that. I mean, you can play defense all you want, but at the end of the day, you got to have a second. You got to have a second. You got to have a second tier. You got to have an offense, and that's what this men's team is missing: our offense. At some point, we got to get it together on the offensive side. Defense, I don't have a problem with. On the offensive side, let's get it together. Now, like I said, they have 3 games in the next 5 days as well. So this would really test our fatigue. And if we're tired before the game starts and Martin Luther King, there's something wrong with us. And I'm not blaming the strength and conditioning coach, but there's something wrong with us individually, condition-wise, period. And so every individual's got to address that on the condition side. Like, I can honestly say I had problems with my conditioning, and I addressed it by going to Camp Gladiator every day. And when that's not in session, I go to the gym every day and I get on the elliptical machine and I burn and I burn 700 calories. I lift 245 on bench and squats. I do some leg stuff as well. So for me to get me upright, to get me going every single day, to get my mind right, so that every game I'm not fatigued, I'm not tired. You know what I'm saying? So we can't make those excuses anymore. We can't. I will not allow excuses of fatigue like that. I'll be the first person to say, you know what? We are not concentrating. I'll be that person. So, like I said, 3 games in the next 5 games. We can go 3-0 or we can go 2-1. That's on the men's side. On the women's side, you got 3-0, 2-1, or just not win anything at all. We got to get it together. So that's almost it. But I do want to give praise to Donovan Mitchell. He scored 71 points last week. Last week we were talking about the DeMar Hamlin situation. So I want to give a little praise to Donovan Mitchell. He scored 71 points last week against I can't remember the opponent, but he did score 71 points last week. And also, we're definitely going to talk about the NBA stuff too. I don't talk about controversies much. But I do want to dive in game by game and see what the Mavericks are doing, see what the Spurs are doing, see what Boston's doing, the Brooklyn Nets, those teams. I want to see what those teams are doing. And as time goes on, we will dive in and hopefully we'll have a live stream soon, and we'll talk about those things. But until then, we'll definitely dive into the Cowboys game. Hopefully, we'll have a Cowboys guest during the off season. That'll be nice. I reached out to a couple of Cowboys podcasters. I talked to a Cowboys media person. Well, not a media person, but she kind of works with the Cowboys, but she knows the players. So I worked that out, and I also, Okay, I'm coming. So, yeah, I've done that. So, with that being said, so there's gonna be a lot of things. So, guys, that's it. That's all I have for you. I appreciate you watching or listening, not watching, but listening to the Jamie Gentry Show. There's going to be more stuff coming in the new year. Until then, have a good day, have a good night, and we will definitely dive into the Cowboys game next week and talk about the next matchup. Otherwise, we might dive into some NFL stuff. I don't know. But thank you guys for listening and watching. And no disrespect here. No disrespect, because there was a couple of guys that's disrespecting my posts, my cross posts. And I just want to tell those guys, you guys have a good day. Okay? Keep your disrespected comments to yourself. Let me do my thing. It's 2023. Okay? It's 2023. It's all about change. I'm going to be that change. Okay? Have a great day. And take care. And from Fishbowl Radio, we will see y'all next week. Until then, have a great day and take care.
Hey yo, what's up? Let's keep it real, son. Count this money, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is Famous Now.
Stand by for Retro Rockets.
Today's superstars, community builders, legacy owners, hustlers, champagne poppers, and wait, there's more. Welcome to Famous Now. Your host, the one and only, Ladarius Ely.
Podcasters and internet radio hosts, it's time to take your show to the next level. Hi, my name is Sammy G, a 30-plus year radio broadcasting veteran, public speaker, and voiceover artist. And for the last 11 years, now the proud owner of Fishbowl Radio Network, the largest and most listened to streaming platform and radio station facility of its kind. 2 years ago, I created a proprietary system to help podcasters and internet radio hosts learn how to program their show like the pros, build a constantly growing and loyal fan base, and monetize their show. I teach this system every 6 weeks via Zoom to individuals all over the world. The Behind the Mic Masterclass is 6 one-hour classes that will finally take your show to the next level. Call today, 817-633-4880, 817-633-4880, and reserve your seat for the next Behind the Mic Masterclass.
We are so excited to announce that Antries Jones Productions has a new TV series coming out called Blocked. Blocked is a suspenseful drama surrounding a young lady named April who is at war with herself, and with a cold heart, she shatters anyone who tries to mend any brokenness from her past. Life itself has dragged her to hell and back, and she's going to make sure that God himself feels her wrath. Blocked is a nail-biter as it confronts many societal issues like church culture, molestation, hypocrisy, judgmental friends, and the inner turmoil of finding your own identity. Matter of fact, we have Antries Jones, who is the director, the producer, and the writer of this brand new series in the studio with us today.
Hey everybody, it's me, Antries Jones. Connect with us. Follow us on all social media platforms, Facebook, IG, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I look forward to connecting with you. Stay tuned for my new TV series, Blocked, coming soon to streaming services. Yes!
If a natural disaster comes knocking, how prepared is your family? You can't just close the door on earthquakes, floods, or hurricanes and hope they go away. That's why it's important to make a plan now. Ready.gov/plan has the tools and tips you need to prepare your family for an emergency. So if disaster shows up at your doorstep, you'll be ready. Visit ready.gov/plan and make a plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Fishbowl Radio Network. FBRN.US.